let's answer one of the biggest questions that comes to martial arts self-defense, how to defend against a punch. And we're gonna look at a variety of different ways, from long range, medium range, short range, or close range, how to use different strategies from movement to blocking to parrying to slipping. And we're gonna start discussing a little bit of TRITAC frame. So in this video, we're gonna break down major ways to defend against a punch, as well as counters, and have a little fun using Cole and Leon to play a little bit of games that you can develop for your punch defense and counter. All right. Okay, let's first look at evasion. And this is like a long distance. You guys stand in front of each other like you're about to fight each other? All right. Cole, keep your left hand out so you have a little space, kind of space yourself out a little bit. And very good. So our evasion punch defense is when there is a good amount of space between each of them, right? They're not glued to each other swinging, all right? Max Holloway, Justin Gaethje. No, there's awareness, there's space. In fact, if they are using a little bit more long-range defense, I'm gonna put Cole on defense right now, yeah. He's gonna elongate his hands from his body. Now this is like #1 principle when we talk about punch defense. If I start with my hands nice and tight, boxer ready, I'm fucking swinging, while you are agreeing to swing, get hit, etc. Maybe not get hit, but you are hit and get hit, but you are definitely in that chaos range, right? When Cole's long, he's now staying away. So let's Leon, we'll just use basic jab cross as an initial attack. Leon's just gonna start working after Cole with jab cross, and all Cole's gonna do is use his footwork. So basically he's just moving, staying long. I'm not even asking to parry or do anything else. I just want him to stay long, and Leon will be working on some punch. So once you reset a little bit, you're in a fight, okay? Leon's got jab crosses. Try not to parry. I just want you to use your movement. Yup. Good. Very nice. And Leon, you can pressure a little bit. Try to touch his face, touch his nose. There we go. Good. I like that one. Very good. And one more. Very good. Okay. So when you're using that long-range defense, there's a couple things that are happening. One, we're using a lot of movement to evade, right? But we're also getting our hands in front of that chaos zone, so punch defense becomes very easy. Now, we're also Cole did very, very well. Cole, can you set up again? And Leon, let's throw a nice, slow jab cross. Good. He was moving his feet with his punches, and that every time, not every time, but we saw when Cole was circling, because he was trying to stay in the spot, that he was circling away from Leon's power side, okay? So got me a little circling to your right. And this is very important, guys, who are new to punch defense, that Leon's power hand is his right hand. So when Cole's defending, he's working himself away and making Leon almost cross his body and reach for that strong cross, which is good. We want to get away from that. Now, a couple times Cole had to go the other way. Start circling to your left, please. And what he did very well, as you saw right then, he's got his left hand in place. So let's take this drill again, and we're thinking about Cole's staying long. He's using his long-range fence defense, and he's looking to cut the edges of circling, but I also want Leon to start adding hooks to his punches, all right? We are focusing on head hunting right now because most people, whether they know how to fight or not, are head hunters. It takes time and experience to learn how to mix head and body shots. Of course you will, but right now, for the sake of this video, let's just hunt a little bit for the head, and I'll add some body stuff in this later, okay? Very good. One more. And one more. Good, okay. So, and exactly what I was hoping happened. When you think about punching, there are different ranges of punches, right? My jab, cross are fairly medium range, sometimes long range, all right? Punches, as soon as they start throwing hooks, that range changes. So Leon, doing a very good job attacking his hook, was making sure that he was stepping in, closing a range to attack that too. And attack that hook. And how did Cole adjust? Mink. He went his defense from long range defense started getting tighter because his range failed him. Does that make sense? Very, very important, guys, that when we are in a situation that someone's charging, he's throwing those punches, and all of a sudden he's inside my range, well, my long range defense is not going to work anymore. I have to start covering up higher. Conversely, if I only give him short, close range defense, he's going to start picking me apart and finding those angles. So, almost your first rule or first thought process of punch defense is that you have to be able to marry ranges. You have to go in and out based upon what's happening, okay? So, let's detail a little bit of the parries, and then we'll start mixing in a little drill to go from long range to medium range, and later we'll get into close range. So let's script it right now. I want you to give a jab, cross, left hook, and Cole will use a combination parry, parry, cover. Parry, parry, cover. Do you see how I am moving my feet? This is another problem people have when they're dealing with punch defense and someone's throwing straight. If Cole gives me two straights and I do not move my feet, you chase me a little bit, he's going to be in me. He's going to be in my range, right? In order to use effective parrying combined with my, for punch defense, I have to use my feet too. So as he's pulling those punches, boom, boom. Just do a great jab cross right now. I am moving my feet. Now, let's say Cole's gonna throw that left hook after. That's when I might root myself, cover, and find my counter. So I might be boom, 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 bam. Now I have a strong left hook counter. So on this particular one, you're going right back. You're using those parries, and then I want you getting a nice cover. And if you want to show a counter right now, even though that's not what we're talking about, throw it in there, all right? Yeah, very nice. One more, two more. And one more. Very, very good. And I want to pick out something that Cole did extremely well. When the punch defense happened, he was covering, and the combination was over. He didn't stay there and wait for Leon to go again. He covered, and first couple times, he went wrong. He went right back out. He used his post hand to create space and reset the engagement. Very, very smart. That's why he's a good fighter. At other times, he went cover, uppercut. Basically, he threw uppercuts, I think, every time, but it was just a natural reaction. The left hand's available, use it. Use it. So one of the things I stress about during classes when I'm teaching, these awesome people, is that we have to always be in a fight. I don't want to, if they're playing the game after, do the same thing and just drop your hands after a combination, after you defend. Which some guys do. I love my students, but man, one of my biggest pet peeves is when I see that. You did great defense, you think the game's over. And next thing you know, Leon has a little bit of off timing and he throws another punch and you're taking a nap or worse. So very, very important, guys, when you're drilling these things, don't just stop. Okay, let's get into some medium range defense. Okay, we touched upon medium range defense. We started getting into the covers. Now we're going to start merging a little bit of the blocking as well as slipping behavior, all right? And slipping behavior, simply head movement, getting your head offline, is probably one of the most intelligent things you can do. I got Slip Master Flex over here, slips all the time, and he's got a great slip. The only things we have to worry about is his hand position on his when he starts dropping his hands. We have to change things a little bit, but when we're doing this particular drill, we are gonna mix our cover or a high guard with a slip. For example, just pretend you right now are throwing a jab. So that's your left hand coming at my head, all right? I'm going to step with my right foot out and put my left hand as a cover, boom. Now I have an option. Do I choose to attack forward? Boom. Do we choose to pivot out? A lot of things that happen. Conversely, you throw a cross. I am now going to step my left foot out, put my right hand cover. I pivot, throw my left hook, pivot, start posting, boom. You've seen these type of behaviors before from us. So this particular drill, I want Cole to go on defense again, and I want Leon to go back to straight punches, but he's going to really start trying to chase a little bit, and Cole is looking to marry and use his high covers as well as his head movement. If I can, I want him to blend those covers with that head movement to get away from Leon's punches. Let's see what happens. Yeah, reset the engagement, don't get stuck. Yeah, if you get stuck, reset yourself. Try to find a slipping, especially off his jab. There you go, much better, good. Okay, yep. Good. One more. Very good. One more. One more. That's it. Okay. So as you probably could see like this, and when you're doing these drills, slipping ain't easy, right? You have to have a little bit of space, a little bit of awareness, and start catching your opponent's rhythm. It took Cole probably 3 or 4 sequences to get confident in his cover, then start moving. Our basic, slips are really basically off your straight line punches. Of course, you can roll straight line punch too, but if you get a good timing, I have a good awareness, and when he's throwing that jab, we're just getting our head offline, our body offline. But I have to have that good, understanding my opponent first, and I just want to start bring my head offline and just be a dumbass and walk into something stupid. I was way off topic, but okay, go on. Chris, you're editing that. Just edit that part out. Okay. Just adding slips and head movement without a purpose is going to get you exposed. Lastly, on head movement, if my head movement is really big, you are going to pay for it. The goal with head movement is to keep small. Okay, so this is I'm going to change up a little, same type of drill, but I'm going to force Cole kind of keep his hands down and low, and he only has to use head movement, and I want you to just focus on straight punches right now. We'll get to rolls in a second, because I know you love the roll, but right now, I want you just focusing on head movement. And guys, we're doing these drills, do I expect Cole to get punched? Yeah, but Leon's a good dude. We're drilling, we're not trying to knock each other out, so we'll see what happens. Why don't you come over here a little bit? Nice. Good. Over here a little bit. Try circle. There you go. A few more. Good. One more. Very good. Okay. Excellent job. And do you know why it looked better? His hands are freer. He wasn't trying to block and combine things at once. So covering and slipping is extremely smart, but also something that's hard to do because your body isn't as loose. We did a Jeff Chan workshop here, and in fact, I'll bring in some of the video. He talked about head movement and slipping, and he talks about his hands being a lot looser down and open because his freedom of movement, it's easier to have movement. He has more freedom of action. Where we start covering and tightening, it starts forcing our body to be a little bit slower. So, in reality, you're probably going to use both. If I'm training a pure student who's never done any slipping before, I'd make him cover first and then start developing the confidence to be a little more free on that. So on the topic of slipping, all right, let's now talk about a roll. And a roll is simply a level change, getting our heads to kind of, almost something called a U-slip, where I'm going to level change, come out on the other side, level change, come out on this side. What's most important about the roll, at least from my perspective, is our shoulder and hip movement. I'm not just doing this, what you see some guys do. This like flat approach to rolling, you're keeping your torso and hips square to your opponent, you're basically exposed, where rolling should have some sort of rotational, right shoulder, level change, left shoulder, right shoulder, level, it has like, almost like I'm throwing a jab, cross, jab, bone cross, jab, cross, where my feet are activated and my hips are activated, but now we're doing it as a defensive strategy. So we'll script this one because it's easier in the beginning kind of to see it. Let's have Leon go jab, cross, hook, hook. And this is a basic drill. You fucking look at YouTube, you'll find this drill all over the place, but it's a good starting drill. So I want Cole to go slip, slip, roll, roll, okay? And I'll probably have to talk about footwork in a second, but we'll see what happens. Slip, slip, roll, roll. Good. Turn those shoulders a little bit more. Slip, slip, roll, roll. Much better. Especially that right shoulder coming through at the end. Load that left so you can pivot off. Roll, roll. Good. So on your slip, slip, roll, roll. See, I'm whipping my right shoulder over, just like everybody has a hard time throwing across. Everybody throws across like this. They don't turn that hip over, boom. They actually get power. Same thing has to happen here, but that's the exit strategy. I'm rolling, And unless I roll back underneath, I'm coming out that way. Does that make sense? So load that left, don't be flat to your opponent. Slip, slip, roll, roll. There we go, good. Whoop, 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 whoop. A little more shoulder rotation. One more time, hips. Yep, better, better, better. Listen, guys, I mean, Cole actually is very, very good at slipping and rolling, and he's one of, Cole did we call it the Mov't Warrior, I didn't call it, it was called the Mov't Warrior program. It was an Australian TV show that they turned into a training series where he did 20 weeks, 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m., 5 days a week. And oddly enough, we worked so much on head movement during that you, Raph, Walt, all walked away with really, really good head movement. Like, what did I do those times? What extra drills did I add? Because now everyone else's head movement sucks. I'm kidding. But it's just funny that you can see his evolution. And because we worked on so much head movement back then, that him and the other fighters, Raph, really developed a strong head movement. Okay, guys, now, that was medium range. We worked a lot on some slipping and rolling, and we talked to covering. Covering is essentially a medium range tool, right? We're just getting our hands up, nothing crazy. But let's dive deeper into covering and defense from a high guard perspective, and we'll integrate TRITAC frames as well. Okay, high guard defense is pretty self-explanatory, pretty simple, all right? We like to terminology things a little bit where we will call these positions of our hands, sometimes frames, not sometimes we call them frames. And there's a great way to kind of think about what we're doing. We're creating a structure around our head that allows us to deal with a strong incoming attack, plain and simple. Our first basic one's like, we call it like a split frame concept on the covering on my left, covering on my right, etc. Guys, remember my shoulder flexibility, my neck flexibility sucks, so yes, I cannot get my hand up there, don't give me shit about it. So I want the elbows, almost a good cue for getting a high guard cover or split frame is I want to have my elbow in front of my nose. A lot of times people start covering like this. They get those hands open or those elbows out, and it just basically creates pathways. Another mistake I see people make is that when they are covering, they'll make their hands neutral and, God forbid, something's open. Think about that. If you look at the shape of my hands, I'm almost inviting you to come in. When I start closing my hands down, my forearms create a bigger barrier. My elbows start coming in front of my nose, and I have a much higher level of defense. Last piece, you have a strong high cover. You have to hunch back, which means if I try to be strong and big, have a big chest, I put my hands on my head, you're going to feel so much resistance in your delts. Roll your shoulders forward, hang your chin. Now those hands come up so much easier that even I feel like I can defend myself. Another big point is like when I do hunchback, my shoulders are starting to cover my jawline. If I keep a nice tight or more open stance, you see how my shoulders down, all my neck and my flanks exposed, hunchback, tight, and now we're in a more of a close range combat. So let's go through this drill. I want you going back to basically old boxing, jab, cross hooks, and you're just forced to stay in that high cover, okay? Split frame, and just use it from that perspective, okay? Let me see. And one more. Very good, very good. Okay. Obviously, things get better as over time. So, in the beginning, it was a little trying to figure it out. We're doing drills, guys. It's supposed to look that way. But towards the end, it started happening what I expected to happen. That the elbows just became very dynamic. That it almost didn't matter to him what punch was coming. If Leon threw a jab and a cross, Cole a couple times with a jab, boom. He just uses that same arm to defend. And hypothetically, if Leon threw a jab, cross, hook, boom, boom, boom. I can use the same arm if I want the whole time. Or I can mix it up. Bang, bang, bang. Or I can mix it up. Bang, bang, bang. We just start flowing a little bit. What I love about this concept is like, there's almost like no wrong answer. Get your fucking hands up, get dynamic, add a little bit of movement, you're okay. To a certain degree, right? If he's throwing a right hook, in my right hook, and I'm covering left, obviously, I'm gonna get a problem. But that's the overall idea. That is, you're not like trying to marry the punch to a defense. It just is, right? Very instinctual. What's also interesting about this one is that we can limit our footwork. In fact, Cole started off with limited footwork, then he started adding more footwork at the end. I can limit my footwork and almost use it to shut down and jam my opponent's punches so that I am like on top of him and can maybe connect for grappling, clinches, knees, or a tight range counter. So I'm gonna have them do a drill again, but I ask Cole now to look for a counter. And that counter could be a connection for a grapple, that counter could be a tight uppercut or a hook, or a counter could be like maybe a clinch approach. So, but I want, the difference is in his movement, instead of being so back and circling, that he's almost go forward a little bit, or staying rooted and letting Leon's attack start to get cutting off. Cool, let's see. Yeah, baby, go ahead, sure. Good, very nice. Oh, I like. And two more. Good, nice entry. One more. Boom, good. Very, very, very good. Now, Cole did one, I want to talk one more thing about punch defense. I'm actually going to do a little ground and pound too as a bonus. But one thing Cole did at the end, actually did twice, with a level change. And this is something that, especially if you're grappling oriented, it's just fucking smart, right? If Leon as opponent is charging, boom, 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 and Cole just goes, bing. You know, he's basically gonna run right into the Leon's body. If you watch MMA, this happens all the time. Watch a striker versus a grappler, and once that striker gets too excited, the grappler level changes and goes. So, what I want Cole now to do is the exact same thing, all right? But all he's gonna do now is get a nice tight cover and defense, and look for those opportunities off of Leon's pressure to level change, either get to leg connection or get to a body lock. Does that make sense? Good. Beautiful. Good. Yes, good. One more. Beautiful. This kid didn't wrestle either. He's got a fucking nice double leg. You're getting good there, bud. So, yeah, very, very, very good, guys. And, you know, that's, I think from initially as a grappler going into more of the striking arts than MMA, I think that the level change is a smart approach. Like if you guys are, you're new to martial arts and you had a wrestling background, or you want to get into MMA and you have a wrestling background, the idea that you need to develop is great striking skills to be successful in MMA in the beginning and at the amateur level is actually bullshit. I think a good wrestler with good strong punch defense and good strong top control and throw some ground and pound in there is going to be pretty solid. Conversely, if someone had a good jab cross and a leg kick and takedown defense, they'd be pretty solid too. So a lot of times I think martial artists, when they start getting into the sports aspect of it or just the lifestyle in general, that they get overloaded by they think that they need to know every little answer for every little situation. I'm guilty of that as well. But when you start simplifying things, what are the main tools I need, what are the meat and potatoes, then your development becomes a lot easier. You're allowed to focus on that, explore a little bit within that constraint, and not trying to add all these little nuances. And that level change in his basic core defense is part of that. So let's add a little bit of bonus and now talk about ground and pound and defense. This is all-around combat, so people will punch us in the face and the ground. So let's bring it to, we'll go from closed guard and build it from there. All right, guys, let's do some ground and pound. Foot stomps is the name of the game today, and how to defend against it. Can you get in his closed guard, please? So let's talk about ground and pound from a closed guard perspective, and then we'll go from there. And obviously, distance and evasion is not going to work really well. So there's a couple different things that I want Leon to work for. First, when we kind of treat Cole as a street fight. When Cole starts raising up to pull those punches, Leon's going to get his butt up in his ground and hip into Cole, do you know, ever done this before? Yeah. Good, so he starts pulling his head away from Cole, okay? Now, as that punch comes down, Leon is gonna bring his knees to his chest. So Cole right now is throwing a punch with his left arm, okay? Leon's gonna bring his knees to his chest and either look to cover, like overhook or underhook. Yep, come back up. Or he looks to get his head off line, almost slip. So boom, and then boom. Good, okay. Now, 2 reactions, let's go back. First one, guys, this is basically, let's be honest with you, ground and pound, defense and offense is almost an art form within itself. We were talking about core punch defense right now and some concepts along it. So I'm not gonna go, I could do a whole other fucking half-an-hour video on ground and pound. So what I want though is that Leon to look for major controls after the punch. So first thing is that he's looking to get away, and as he brings Cole in, overhook, underhook, head control and stabilize. Go ahead, boom. And again, and Leon, I really want to see, let me just jump in really quick. Cole, can you come over here? Guys, obviously my neck is fucked, so this is not great for me, so I'm gonna go really, really quick on understanding. When my opponent starts posturing up, this happens. See how my head's closer, I'm trying, whoa, and now that punch comes, I'm going after it. Especially if I feel him rising up. He's telling me. Smart MMA fighters are not gonna always rise up and do that, but what I want Leon to have this almost like freak out, not freak out, remove and get as far away from him, and then use incoming momentum to bring him down. So he rises up, boom, now bring him in, boom, get the control, nice. Again, boom, good, okay. Now, he's jumping ahead, which is fine. If Leon leaves his left arm in the middle as Cole rises up, go ahead, boom, and he gets his head on the outside, please. Same thing, head to the outside, leaves his left arm. We're now in a Katagatame, head and arm choke position. Really solid for maybe a submission, even though getting it from closed guard is a little tough, but great to end up doing a sweep, or great to just stall the guy out and wait for help, I guess. All right, again, boom, good. Now, Leon did some basic things. He got to an overhook, he got to an underhook, and he got to a kind of Katami position. What I want Cole now is to get a little dynamic where he's just throwing hands. And what Leon's gonna do is get his cover going the best he can, then look to find getting his head offline or getting some sort of control over Cole's limbs that he can stop the onslaught. Go ahead. Yep, again. Good, 2 more. Good. Guys, basic stuff, but if you've never done you never had to deal with ground and pound before, take it from a simplistic state, all right? Cover, then bring your opponent into you, all right? One of the benefits of being in closed guard, hence why I started in closed guard, if they were in an open guard or a butterfly guard or a knee shield half guard, it would change. For instance, can you go to knee shield, Leon? It's not as easy for Cole to punch in this range, so Leon does have a little bit of length in his favor, but he also started using that left knee and top knee, and if he wants, he can also sneak in there and kick Cole off. Boom. One of the slick little counters from knee shield half. But if he was in butterfly guard, so let's say Leon's in butterfly, and I'm here, now I'm trying to posture up, it would act similar as in closed guard, but the fact that he has hooks, he can start kicking me away, oh shit. Now he has time and space to get up. So when I look at the guard for MMA, it's completely off topic, but it does follow. The closed guard is going to give you the most security, as in the guy in the bottom will be able to contain and hold his opponent better. And if you are good closed guard submissions, they're great there. But it greatly limits the mobility. In order for me to move, I have to undo my legs and get them essentially in a space to stand up, which is actually quite hard to do. So closed guard, though it does increase mobility, does increase submission opportunities and ability to defend against an incoming attack, let's say by covering and getting hold of them, it does decrease mobility, which makes it much, much harder to get up. I don't think I got anything else to say. You guys have anything else to say? But you got anything to say, Brucey? Did we do a good job today? All right, guys, if you want to see more Bruce, because he truly is a star of this channel, and Vito, who's over there. Vito, want to come say hi? Come here. Doesn't want to say hi. Vito's chilling. He's, oh, there he is. Yo, come here, baby. It was their birthday yesterday. We got to get him on camera. Come on, boys. Happy birthday, boys. We got Bruce and Vito, both 8 years old, so they're stars. So if you guys want to watch more Bruce and Vito, be sure to subscribe, follow us. Thank you, guys. Have a good night.